to drain the UV system, because what we've done is we've put that elbow in the middle, facing up the way. Okay, because we thought there's going to be some water possibly stored in the bottom of the pump and in that U channel there, because of what we're doing. So what we've done is we've made a return fitting on the top. So, but what we do is we put our the stainless tube onto it, and it sucks all the way. So basically off the aquavac, you know, the extension pieces, just the two extensions straight onto there, leave it on, it sucks all the water out of the UV and everything. So it'll take the whole lot out of there. And then likewise on the pump here, you can open that valve will be open anyway, but if that valve, you open that valve and put the hose onto the end of there and suck all the water out of the system that way. So basically what you're doing is you're just venting the whole lot, you're taking everything out, purging the whole lot, getting rid of all the water. Any residual in there will just evaporate. It'll just dry out. But every time you put water into it, you're putting a treated water into it. You're not just putting fresh water into it. You know? So you're actually putting a chemical application into it. But once you've drained the whole system down, I know it's detailed, but it is in the manual. So
that's good, because I fully expect to forget some of this.
Absolutely. But this is all here anyway. Now I've got a couple of adjustments to make anyway.
And email us with any questions.
If there's any questions or ring. But this.
Right.
I know it's Milton fluid, but it's great stuff. Okay, it'll kill all bacteria, up to 99.9%, E. coli, Legionella, everything like that. What we would do then, once we've dried this out, okay, we'll spray the interior. I know it doesn't look easy to do, but you can quite easily spray some material in there like that. And just get a cloth with a stick on the end and just wipe the whole thing out. Just wipe it out. It's going to take 15 minutes, but so what? It's about the safety and the cleanliness of everything that you've got going on there.
Definitely.
Clean that down. It'll take you half an hour tops. Well, 10 minutes to do that. But just go through the whole process of cleaning, draining, etc. If you think there's something you think, oh well, that could, because does that hold water? Well, it might hold water. So what can I do? If I undo that, that whole thing comes out of there. I can then put the hose into there to suck water out of wherever else. You know, it's just about thinking, can I? You know, it's like anything that we've got on here, we can take apart. And it is about thoroughness,
Yeah, there's that filter to clean, you can clean this filter here.
And that just screws back into there. I was going to the next one there. So we've gone to there. So you've cleaned that one, so you've taken that out. That needs cleaning, which again, I'll take it out and I'll show you. But the strainer here, what kind of happens, if you get a little bit of debris in there, with a bit of flotsam and jetsam, whatever it is, then you can take that little filter there, and you see that's a straining filter. You can just pop that out, take it to the bathroom, clean it, and then put it back in again.
Excellent.
And so those little clips relate to those little slots. And again, as you say, you'll remember lots and you'll forget lots, but it'll be a conversation. But it'll be a conversation.
A manual and a phone number.
Yeah, that's it. So that will go back into there. And that just needs, you'll see that stop spinning, but it's pressing down on the O-rings. And then it's just a little nip like that. That's it. So that's that one clear. But this one is another little animal, and so we disconnect that hose off there. So we've got that spinning. So we take that, and you can feel the O-ring releasing. It's just, and it's a nice big thread, so you don't have to over tighten it. Keep going. Get that out of the way. That'll come off like that, so that's it. But again, you've got a filter that comes out of there. Okay, so that's got a little bit of debris in it. I'll go and give that a rinse under the tap anyway. But when we've finished with it,
that just proves though we've only run it.
Absolutely. So you're getting that little bit of dust in there. That might have been something back in the workshop. That might have been, you know, some crap just filtering through. But when it goes back in, you'll feel it goes to the centre, and it gets to that, and then you just press it home like that, and you can see how it's located. And the only thing that it's locating is into a socket on that O-ring. So that presses in there like that to there. I will clean it, so I'll take it apart again in a minute. But you see how that's just a very easy spin. You feel it getting snug, and you go round, it'll keep going, and then there'll be a physical stop, and you just go, okay, that's it. There you go, that's it. It's stopped there now. Reconnect. Like that, and then you can open that again, and then once your process is bleed through. But I will clean that anyway. But again, something, if you take that out and you clean it, just spray a little bit of that inside there, and what that does, it just cleans other bodies, other pipe work, other areas, rather than just assuming that
the water's out.
The water's out, and you know, it's like a little bit of spray with that. So we've got the physical isolate. That's your mains connection. Okay, mains connection, make connection in. Switch on filtration switch to check if you've got power. Yeah, if that light's green, then you've got power. Okay. If not, then check within the panel. So from here, we then connect the green hose onto that fitting there, and back to the tap in the bathroom. Once filled, once the ball cock is complete and the water is full, disconnect the hose and reconnect the bleed valve. Okay? So with that in that position, you can then allow the water to run through. It basically vents air off the system through the filter.
Just in case the pump gets,
it's basically, that's why we've got a vent on there. So that just takes the air out of the system. Before you run the system, before you run the show, close that valve. Yeah. Right, yeah. So all we're doing is we're just preventing water losing any pressure. Yeah. So we close that. And we just say that's closed. And then we then at least it will give you the performance as you require. Yeah. Okay. So from there we then have to think we've got that done. Now we need to connect here, which is on the stage left side. So that's the black hose, which is identified as in the rain effect hose. Right. That is a cam lock connection that comes onto there and is connected. Yeah. And then that valve is opened. Okay. And equally on the other end of the hose there is another valve like this. Okay. Which needs to be open in line. Okay. Otherwise you'll get no effect. Cool. Yeah. Then, once you've done that, you also need to connect the bleed hose, which is a bit difficult because we're here at the moment and we need to be over there. But we'll show you the hoses to connect. Yeah. But the bleed hose, again, see, we've changed the fitting over so that on the end of the hose on the stage left side, there is one of those fittings. Okay. And that, well, it's a female actually, it's a male actually. Yeah. That connects straight into there. Okay. And what that does is that creates our vent circuit. That creates basically a closed circuit, so it allows the water to circulate around without. So it removes the air from the system. Yeah. Okay. So once we've connected that, then we can turn on the effect pump. Run the effect pump for a couple of minutes until you get the evidence of air coming out through the pipe. It's a clear pipe, so you will see, like that one, you'll see air coming out of it. Okay. You know, and you just go and it comes back into the system. Leave that running for 2-3 minutes just to purge the system. Yeah. And if you do that 5 minutes before the show, then the 2 minutes that it's going to, you could leave it running for that. The pump can run for 5 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah. Because if the pump's running for 5 minutes, it's got creating a slightly dead head, but you're still purging the system. So basically, we're just getting rid of the air out of the system. And then once you've done that, then you then have on your DMX desk, you will then have channel 1 and channel 2, which are for the channel 1 is for inverter on. Yeah. Channel 2 is for inverter operation. Okay. So basically, you switch on the inverter or the variable speed drive, and then with the channel 2, you can ramp up the speed up and down. Yeah. Channel 3 is a solenoid valves. Yeah. Okay. Alice has written that down also. Okay. So
I'll explain that to the lighting guy.
To the lighting guy anyway. But again, once we have a look at the other side, then we'll go. That's it. That connects there. That connects there.
Just pointing out. Go on. I was just going to point out that one there. The obviously the rain bar solenoid with the IEC. You've got to connect that as well. Obviously, we'll do that.
I was getting round. That's absolutely fine. I haven't finished. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. That connects into there. The IEC. And that's the third connection, so you've got 1, 2, 3. Yep. Plus then you've got your DMX as well, which is from your in-house. You will probably already have that. You just plug it into us anyway. Yeah. Your park hose. The reason that that's there is because this is our drain hose. So once we've run the show, everything's done and dusted. We've turned everything off. So we have to make disconnections. So we disconnect here, which is on the cam lock. Close all valves before you disconnect anything, because then you minimise your little water spill and everything like that. And then to drain the system, there's 2 ways we can do it. One is to connect that hose with a connector that's in that box to a green hose and just run it to a drain. Yeah. Okay, so it allows you know the great drain that you've got in the bathroom. It may just go to there and it'll just trickle away, so long as you can then down here there's a valve. Again, there's loads of valves.
Yeah.
But again, you get the theme. If that valve's across it, then it's closed.
Yeah.
But if you turn it to go in line with it, then it'll drain the water out of here that you haven't used.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then from there,
once
we've drained it, but that drains a lot of. Otherwise, you've got to do aquavac maybe 2 or 3 times. So at least this way, if you drain the water off and you've got time to just let it run away, then just let it run away.
Yeah.
So once you've done that, then you've got you basically commence your draining and cleaning process.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's important. That's the one thing that's, if anything, it's probably the most important element of it.
Yeah.
Cleaning it, because if you don't, then obviously in this environment, although it's a cold water system, there's still the opportunity. You get all the air movements and everything like that. You get the cold water. Get the cold water system, and you get people that are more immunodeficient than others, especially with the age of the people that come on cruises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a variety, isn't there? You won't get the under 5s, but you do get over 65s and stuff like that. So basically, cleaning is imperative to what we do because otherwise.
I was going to say adding the chemicals. Actually, once we've filled it, is when you add the chemicals.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So there's one teaspoon of liquid for performance, and 1 teaspoon of granules per performance goes into that tank.
Right. Okay.
And then once you drain it all down, rinse it all out, then
where do we get into the tank then? Is it this
lid here? Yeah.
Okay. So we fill it up with water. Once the ball cock's finished, we can put teaspoons in. Yeah.
Teaspoons in there. That's it. Job done. So, and then you've obviously got your UV running, so that will circulate and stimulate the active granules, and it's only active oxygen granules, which basically all it's doing is killing the bacteria in the water.
Okay.
Yeah. So then from there, we've got the lid off. Obviously, we've done the performance. Everything's done. You've disconnected your hoses. You're then going to drain your hoses, which is basically simple. You'll find a bucket or a vessel, and you'll open. In fact, you will probably do it into the trough. That will be the easiest way to do it. If you open the valves on the ends of the hoses, then the water will just run onto that surface. So you've got opportunity to aquavac that out at the same time, dry it up and roll it away. But the aquavac, I would use the aquavac for wherever you can to make it as easy as possible. I mean, some things like this draining down, you could leave that just draining for 10 minutes whilst you're doing other stuff. So at least you know that's happening. You know, so and then the aquavac can be used on stage to make it a quicker process. Because there's not going to be a lot of water in there. There's going to be some. But after the last time, we did leave a lot. Crash frame. What's on the equipment is on there. Circulation pump, UV sterilizer, water reservoir, rain effect control panel. So that's just basically telling you what's on there. This page there needs to be a few changes, but that's only because we changed things earlier on top of what we've got. So basically, this tells you the on-off, what's on and what's off. If that's on, the red rotor, or to turn it on or off, the red rotary isolator is mounted on the front panel, which is that one. We know that's in the off position across, and it's on in line. Okay, circulating pumping rotary switch and green indicator light on the front, that one there. So I mean, DMX, that comes from the solenoids is the DMX and the IEC. So I need to mark on that you've got that, which is there. No control point. The operating parameters for the equipment. There's no adjustment. Basically, you just shouldn't do it. The only things you're checking is it's on or off. That's all you're checking. That's all you need to make sure. If you haven't got power, then there's a problem. If there's still a problem when you have power, then obviously you just need to identify it as going along. And there is a fault finding. I've done a fault finder here, and that's your circuit diagram for everything. Cool. So you've got all that equipment. Those are all. That's your control panel, your effect pump, solenoid valves. Bit of a fault finding issue. If you don't, just that's it. Just check that. Just go through the little things that might just give you an idea, an inclination to it's like so. And this is basically after each performance. This is a cleansing maintenance. Each performance, visually inspect internal of the reservoir, spray with antibacterial spray, and leave to soak for 15 minutes after draining it down, obviously. But that's an effect pump. Just goes through everything after each performance and before being packed away. The system must be drained entirely of all water and cleaned. Because otherwise it's going to sit there and you may just potentially stagnate and make something a little bit different that you don't want. And again, electrical wise, then your electrician would have a look at it if there was a fault. I'm only going backwards through it. So, and again, that's maintenance. The operation basically is fairly straightforward. On with the solenoids, on with the inverter, on with the motor. And don't turn the solenoids on. Run the cycle through. Alistair's done a note of that anyway, just to run it. So I need to make a few changes here, but simple things. Just check that everything's connected. They're not going to be disconnected. It's just that one, the incomer, that's going to be the one that you're going to have to deal with. And apart from that, I've got to make a couple of changes there, but I will do page